Hi guys, and welcome to the Aging Games, where I talk about all things related to health, anti-aging and beauty, and especially for ladies over 50. So in today's video, I'd like to try to answer the question, is 50 the new 30? Earlier this year in March, I turned 50, and it wasn't an easy transition for me, to be honest with you. And this is part of the reason why I started this channel and wanted to reach out to other women around my age and older, and to give them different tips and different ideas on how to stay young and healthy and vibrant well into the second stage of our lives. So the first reason why I would say 50 is the new 30 is because people are living longer. I know this is up for debate, but there are actually a lot more older people alive today than ever before in history, just because the population's growing, better medical care to keep people alive, better nutrition, just so many things that are happening right now. Because people are living longer, 50 all of a sudden doesn't seem like the end of the line like it used to before. I remember when I was a child and I would look at someone who was, past 50, and they would just seem really old to me. But people would also, they would present themselves very differently. The type of clothes they'd be wearing, they would just let their gray hair grow out. They weren't expected to be like sexy superstars beyond 50. They were grandmas, and that was just a normal transition. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think that's great, and a lot of people still embrace this, and I think that's wonderful. Just because I'm a different kind of person and I had different role models. My mom is 70 and she's still running around in Daisy Duke short shorts and little tops and cowboy boots and looking super sexy, and I love that. And my grandmother was the same, so hopefully I can follow in their footsteps. So when people say, you're middle-aged or something like that, to me that's an insult. Like, I don't feel middle-aged at all. Inside I still feel young and full of energy, and I really want to portray that to the outside world. So deep down inside, I don't feel a day over 30. Hopefully other people are feeling the same way. So just because we're living longer, 50 does feel much younger today than ever before. The second reason I believe 50 is the new 30 is because we have a lot more things at our disposal to help us stay young. We have a lot more beauty treatments, we have a lot more cosmetic treatments, we have access to so many things which we never had access to before. I really love red light therapy. I like getting cosmetic treatments done, like radio frequency treatments, ultrasound treatments. They all help stimulate the turnover of your skin, which kind of slows down with time, and you just want to keep the skin stimulated all the time so that it's rejuvenating and it's always looking fresh. And while I don't use, and I'm not crazy about Botox, fillers, things like that, it's absolutely fine if some people do and it makes them feel good about themselves. That's perfect. I prefer to use natural things as much as possible. I'm not saying I will never do those things down the line. If it comes down to it and there's no other solution, I will. We didn't have those things 50 years ago, even 20 years ago, there weren't as many things available. So I feel quite fortunate to be able to be living in this era where we can try all these different things, and it's okay to do those things, and it's okay to have plastic surgery if that's what you choose to do. The third thing I wanted to mention is because we have access to so many different foods now than ever before, which can be good and can also be bad, because most of the food that we're exposed to is actually junk and garbage and does nothing to keep us young. But also, think about back after the war, how difficult it was for people when there was literally nothing to eat and the food was so limited, and a lot of people were just existing on bread and water and nothing else for months or even years. I mean, those were really hard times. The women who lived through the wars, obviously the stress, the whole situation, people getting killed around you, the limited food around you, all of those things will show up on your face and will bring on aging much more quickly. We have access to fresh food, fresh fruit and vegetables, fresh meat, organic meat, all kinds of different organic products all over the world and all year round. And consuming these things will go a long way in preserving your health and really proving the fact that 50 can be the new 30. The fourth reason this statement could be true is because women are having babies much later than ever before. Whereas 50 was normally the time to become a grandma, a lot of women are having babies in their 40s and some even in their 50s. But the average age of women having babies is much later than ever before. I mean, even when I was younger, to correct myself, when I was younger, women were still having babies early 20s. And I mean, I had my son when I was 26, and that was already considered old back then. So things have really changed, because when you look at a 25, 30-year-old today and they're having babies, it's like, wow, you're already having a baby, but you're so young. So we're treating the kids like teenagers until they're 30, which has changed tremendously compared to when I was a child. I mean, in our 20s, we needed to get our shit together, get a job, have babies, get married, do all of those things. And I think people are doing that more so into the late 30s. And the fifth reason why I think in today's world 50 is the new 30 is because of the way women are portrayed today. So I mean, look at Madonna, look at J-Lo. I mean, women into their 50s, 60s, even 70s. I mean, look at Jane Fonda, she looks amazing. That women are portrayed as sexy vixens on TV. We've never seen this before, because like a 50-year-old in the past would just play a grandma role. She would not be able to be the seductress or the mistress and play these sexy roles. These would not have been available to women our age in the past. So what we're seeing on TV has really changed the whole perception of women over 50 being old. So I think in a way it's a good thing. Sometimes it goes a bit overboard, but personally I love seeing these good examples and looking at older women who are still looking sexy and dressing really nicely and looking hot. And you know, it kind of gives you hope that, okay, even when you're 50, 60, 70, you can still look amazing, and you don't really have to take on the role of the grandma and, you know, walk around knitting your little sweaters and stuff like that. You can still live the same life as you lived before. Even if you have grandchildren, even if your kids are grown, you don't have to take on that role. You can still be a sexy, beautiful woman, and there's nothing wrong with that. So to finally answer the question, is 50 the new 30? I don't know, guys. I would hope to. I would like to. I would like to think so. But I'll let you decide for yourselves. And for sure, it's the best time to be alive as a woman in her 50s. I would love to hear what you guys think. What do you think? Are these good things that I brought up? Do they make sense? Or do you have something to add? Or is this all just bullshit? Let me know below. And if you like this video and would like to see more from me, please don't forget to like and subscribe below, and to hit the little bell so you get notifications every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching, guys.